I don't think you guys really understand wholeheartedly 110% how much information we got about Black Frieza in the latest Dragon Ball Super manga chapter, chapter 101, which I may say, if you have not read it, it is one of a million. It is one of the best DBS chapters in the last couple of years, maybe in its entirety. Definitely cracks the top 10 for me. But it just gives us so much information about the world that we're in that it almost doesn't seem like Toyotaro's writing it. It almost doesn't seem like Dragon Ball, it's a Dragon Ball Super manga. It seems like it's a different anime. That's how much hidden information we got, and Black Frieza is the most amount of information that we got very early on in the chapter. So after we have a fight between Broly and Vegeta, the second part of Broly's training, because the first part, remember, was Goku. Now we go to Vegeta. We get an unexpected character talking about Black Frieza, and that is Chilai. This tells us a whirlwind of information based on who is giving us this information and literally who she's talking to, because Chilai comes out and says, ugh, it's like you boys don't have a care in the world. Frieza could show up any minute. What then? That new black form of his is no joke, right? This tells us that Chilai has been talking to somebody about Black Frieza. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm not gonna add WHIS and Beerus into this equation, even though it is likely from some of the information we get from Beerus that they were watching and they understand the power of Black Frieza. It still is not something that we see. So the only two people that actually know about Black Frieza besides Granola is Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta are there. I believe they are the ones that not only told the group, but more than likely talked to Chilai about it. But Chilai isn't just talking to anybody. Even though she says, you boys don't have a care in the world, she is looking right at Goku. As you guys can see right here, Whis is looking shocked because of what Chilai just said, or kind of like a little bit like, huh, what's going on? But Goku's staring right at her because she is staring right at Goku. Meaning that Goku is the one either that A, told Chilai one-on-one, or B, told everybody, and Chilai is privy enough to the information that she was there. This, all in all, cements Chilai as a very, very important character, not only in the Dragon Ball Super as a whole, but in this story specifically with Black Frieza and Broly, because that's what they're building up from this chapter. And so I do appreciate the fact that this tells us so much information just by making the decision to have Chilai be the one to be talking to Goku about the Black Frieza situation. And then Goku says, yeah, it's something else. I know he's a bad guy, but I'm still impressed that he went and trained that hard to surpass us. So this tells us two things, and it goes and coincides with what Chilai just said. Because Goku isn't looking like he's worried about Black Frieza whatsoever. He's not even looking like he's sweating at all. This is not like DBZ Goku worried about Frieza coming to Earth, worried about Cell transforming, worried about Kid Buu destroying the planet. Like, he really has no worry about Black Frieza in this panel at all. And this goes with what Chilai was just saying. She says, you guys seem like you don't have a care in the world because they're so lackadaisical. They just don't care. They're carefree in their attitude. But Goku here is like, yeah, I'm just impressed that he got that strong just by training. Because Goku really puts a lot of emphasis on training when it comes to gaining power. He doesn't really have respect for gaining power in just wishing for it, similar to what Piccolo did, although we don't really know what his reaction is going to be when he finds out about that. But I know for a fact from the Granola arc, he really didn't care too much about the fact that Granola wished for his power or that Gas wished for his power. And he also was talking smack about Moro basically stealing his power. So he really likes the fact that Frieza trained, and he almost sees Frieza as a friend. Like, he's talking about Frieza like he is a friend. So this tells us a couple of things here. That Goku is not worried about Black Frieza. He either thinks that he can become stronger than Black Frieza through training, or he thinks that Frieza is not a threat to him and his friends, because I think Frieza is done with his quote-unquote revenge and is doing his own thing, basically. So he doesn't have to worry about Black Frieza letting him live, because he almost sees him like as an antagonist, or maybe like kind of like a friend, but not really. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the future of this story, we get Goku trying to be friendly with Frieza, and Frieza either A, completely ignoring that, or B, being friendly, somewhat friendly, back similar to the Tournament of Power. Then Beerus is by far the most interesting, because this is what Beerus says. He basically kind of scoffs at the fact that, you know, Goku was kind of talking highly about Frieza's training. And so he says, "Got something to say, Lord Beerus?" Beerus says, "There's always gonna be someone or something stronger than you. So keep plugging away with that training. And once you're stronger than me, I'll nominate you as the next God of Destruction." Which Goku says, "Like I've told you, that job's not for me." Which also kind of pushes the fact that, you know, Goku really has no respect for gaining power through some sort of magical process. He wants to train. That's why he thinks so highly of Black Frieza. But the fact that Beerus is talking like this and talking about training, talking about the fact that, you know, Goku should keep training to become stronger than him, and this is about a conversation about Black Frieza, to me, it kind of pushes what we've already known about Black Frieza, what the writers already came out and said, that Black Frieza is about the strength of Beerus. And Beerus and Goku both know if Black Frieza continues, or Frieza in general just continues to train, he could gain to that level. So Beerus is telling him, hey, you can become that level too. You can become stronger than me. And then I'll nominate you for God of Destruction. Just keep training, become stronger, just like Frieza did, and I will nominate you. He's saying this not only because A, he wants to, for the first time ever, nominate somebody for the job of being a God of Destruction, which is the same thing that Belmont did, but at the same time, he's also saying it because he knows how powerful Frieza can be. He does not fully trust him. He thinks that maybe Goku becoming a God of Destruction and using the training aspect of his own character will push him to become even stronger God of Destruction, where even Frieza can't touch him. Maybe something like that. Something about Black Frieza is getting under Beerus' skin here. It's obvious. That's why he would say that. With Goku throwing away the fact that he would never become God of Destruction, Beerus basically goes in and kind of sneakily brings us back to the DBS superhero events. And he does this because the beings on Earth, or at least the monster on Earth, Cell Max, was as strong as Broly, and Goku and Vegeta were not there to protect the Earth. But Gohan and Piccolo rose up to the challenge, which is something that, you know, Beerus found surprising. He thought that there was just a monster on Earth about to destroy it. Something happened. He didn't know that Gohan and Piccolo were the ones that saved it. Only Whis knew that. And so Beerus, you know, even says it right here. He didn't know that Goku had a kid, but he didn't know that somebody actually had risen up to save it. Meaning that Beerus was just saying that because, like, hey, I mean, you can scoff at the fact that you don't want to be God of Destruction all you want. At the end of the day, look, your planet may always be in danger from outside sources or inside sources. Somebody like Frieza is a danger to your planet. So we got Goku respecting Frieza and not being worried about him whatsoever. And also we got Beerus not trusting Frieza whatsoever and pushing Goku to train more and become God of Destruction because he believes that, you know, that will ensure the safety of basically everybody on Earth and the universe as it is, because Beerus right now is not getting involved in any of these situations, which somebody like Black Frieza you would think would be on his radar, but it almost seems like Beerus has short-timer syndrome where, you know, at the end of his job, he's about to either quit or retire, and he don't care. So he basically says, hey, you can be my replacement. He don't care. He's fishing here. He doesn't give a crap about being a god of destruction anymore. It's obvious here. So all this information we got from just a little bit of manga. Like, this is only 2 or 3 chapters here. I'm just so happy that Totoro was able to surprise us here, giving us all this information for all these different characters and making a very streamlined and really, really fun chapter that had a lot of twists and turns, but there is so much lore jam-packed into this that we are basically jumping off into the future of Dragon Ball Super, and if every single chapter after this is this level of quality, I'm going to be a happy guy. I am going to be just ecstatic. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.